Hello everybody and welcome to the final race of the Clio Cup Middle East. A very competitive series. It's a single make series, all powered by 1.6 litre engines, 220 brake horsepower under the front axle. This is the final race. The cars are finally starting in position for the final race here. The lights are about to go out. You can hear the engine notes start to rev. Biggest talking point so far, Yas Marina on pole position. It's his first of the season, but can he replicate it to an overall victory? Phil Anson and myself will talk you through it as the green flag waves for the first time. Let's send it up to the comms box.
We're away. Yas Marina started on pole. Chen Hamlin in second position. Stanislav Novikov in third. Vasily Vladikin in fourth position. Jerry Spinkowitz in fifth. Alex Renner in sixth. Charlotte Simmons in seventh. Ahmed Al-Malahi in eighth position. Kevin Day in ninth. Raheel Tanner in 10th. Willie Morrison in 11th, JKO in 12th, Chan Wei-Lin in 13th, and James Greenwood in 14th. We've got two cars together. We've got the 65 and the 75 coming together at, it looked like turn 2 or turn 3. That's Kevin Day and JKO who have come together on lap number 1. And we want to see if they can get going again as the field now streams on to the back straight. This is a 25-minute plus 1 lap race, the final race of the season. We've got another spinner there. 57 has gone around. That's Chan Wei-Lin down there in 13th position where they started. The battle for the lead is already underway. We're 3 wide going down into turn 6 and 7 chicane. Lots of action already. We're trying to make sure that all the cars are mobile again. I can see that the 65 has got mobile. That's Jay Caitlin, but quite a way behind. And that's the 125 there. That's Jerry Spinkowitz. Has he had an incident as well? So we've had 4 cars already. We haven't even completed a lap. This is Clio Cup racing. We expected this yesterday, but this is the final round of the season. And we've called a safety car. We've had to call the safety car early on. The clock will keep on ticking down, but we're going to get the safety car out because we have got Jerry Spinkowitz in the 125, and I'm not too sure where that is, but he has had an issue there as the cars now will be lined up behind the safety car. And there we see the front end of that Renault Clio, not where it's supposed to be. It's actually dislodged from the car. I saw Jerry get out of the car, so that's good. One of the champions of this season, and that's not the way he wanted to end the season. So 4 cars so far involved in incidences on lap 1. The first one was the 75 and 65. Kevin Day and JKO coming together. There's the XL car. That's the 75 car of Kevin Day. That stopped on the circuit as well. JKO has got going from that one. Then we had a spin from Chan Wei-Lin down at turn number 5. And then we had the crash there of Yas Spinkowitz. And that is why we have a safety car. Welcome up to the box, Chris. It's all happening.
It is, and I can't believe I missed the start of the race, and I missed the man who has dominated this championship from the very get-go have an issue starting lower than the first row of the grid. This is the first time this season he's actually ever done that. So, of course, he's not used to racing in the pack, and he's not used to how competitive the cars are behind him, who are jostling for position all over the place. And it just seems to be that he may have just felt too comfortable at some point and then unfortunately got caught out by it. But that's big news there for the championship leader.
That's Kevin Day up at turn 3. So that's where him and JKO got together. Now, KO's got moving again, but Kevin Day is stationary at turn 3. We're not too sure where the 125 car is on the circuit. It looked like there's another. That's another car there. That could be the 125 there, which is on the turn 3, about midway around turn 3. Now, cold rear tyres on these Renault Clios are a big issue of getting the cars to rotate because the back end just slides around because it's only in a front-wheel drive car. The rear tyres are only to get the exhaust pipe off the ground. But getting heat in there and getting traction into those tyres is very, very difficult. So it's a bit of a problem for these guys, and maybe somebody just got a bit sideways in front of him, etc., etc. And hence, we are under safety car. We've got 2 cars stationary out on the circuit, the 75 of Kevin Day and the 125 of Yas Spinkowitz.
Yeah, I guess tensions are high here. It is the final race of a very competitive Clio Cup Middle East. I mean, we've been racing 3 weekends back-to-back. We started earlier in the year right here at the Yas Marina Circuit. We did the Autodrome last week as part of the 24-hour, and we're here again as part of the 6 hours of Abu Dhabi. It's been quite intense here for a lot of the drivers. I see that Yashish Manaher has lost the lead to Chen Han Lin before the safety car came out. So, of course, he's been looking to find a way back through. But it looks like for the first time this season, we will have a new driver on the top step of the overall podium. Who will it be at the line? Well, I'm going to say it's going to be very difficult to pinpoint that exact car because, well, Han Lin, Manoher, Novikov, Vladikin, Renner have all tasted the overall top step of the podium, and they're all going to be gunning for that all-important top step. Then we can't count out drivers like Apanal Malehi, of course, the man who is in the lead of the Gentleman Driver Trophy. Charlotte Simmons is in the mix. Oh, she's up into 7th position at the moment. Currently running 4th overall in the Challenger category. Rahil Taneja as well. A real wild card there, and he's had some consistent results, which has put him 2nd place overall in the championship, which, of course, well, he can't capitalise as such here today. But if only there was more rounds to go, well, he could do something about it. Will Morrison down in 9th position, moves up, of course, in the 69, with James Greenwood rounding out the top 10. Jay Cow and Chen Yi Lin, with Jay Cow unfortunately dropping it down the order with that incident with Kevin Day. So the safety car pulls the cars round now through turn 15 here for the 2nd time behind the safety car. Of course, the recovery effort underway for the 125 and the 75 as well.
So I think all of that happened up around turn 3 somewhere. Okay, probably on the exit of turn 2, working into turn 3. They were fairly closely packed as they went around turn 1, as we would expect for Clio Cup racing. All the same 1.3 litre turbo engines running on the same tyres. It's all about the driver. It's absolutely all about the driver. A great learning category, as we hear from Yashish Manoher. He came from sim racing. This is the first actual car he's ever driven. It's amazing.
Looking at his car on the grid just before the race started, it has a lot of battle scars from all the battles that he's been locked into, especially the likes of Novikov and Miranda over the past couple of race weekends. And well, yes, it's a test essentially, isn't it? And there's Kevin Day's car being pushed off behind all, and Erzo Spinkowicz's car has also been moved off. So we could go racing this time round. We're not at the halfway point. The safety car lights are still on. We'll wait to the halfway point to see if they go off. And it looks like Kevin's got a problem with the front axle because they've had to use some dollies underneath that car, haven't they? Yep,
that's a common thing with TCR cars, especially if it's locked in gear and you can't get it out or you can't start it. We've got to talk about Ira Sidorov, who had an accident in qualifying, didn't make it out for this race. So that was unfortunate, but caused a red flag in qualifying this morning. But Ira Sidorov, who took part in yesterday's race, not out there today. So 2 cars out of this 14-car field already on lap 1. 17.5 minutes plus 1 lap to go. So plenty to go. The trick here is to get some rear tyre temperature, which is really hard to do in these cars. Easy to get front tyre temperature because everything's going through the front end, the power, the steering, so you can get the front end up. But what you end up with is an imbalance of grip. So you have a lot of grip on the front end, but no grip on the rear end. And that's why you see on the first couple of laps, these cars slide around a lot. And then towards the end of the race, you lose all that front grip, and then they get very understeering. Understeer means that they start to push. You turn the steering wheel, it keeps on going straight. And then the back end has lots of grip. So safety car in this lap.
And we think we're going to have a brief replay now of the incident that happened through turn 3. A safety car will come in this lap, so we're back to racing. Let's check out what happened here. Let's have a quick look what happened through turn 3. So this is turn 6 we're looking at here.
Look at the top of the screen. Look at the top of the screen there. That's the one car that's going off down there. That was where the...
That'll be the 125.
Oh, that looks like the safety car actually coming through. Oh, this is a spin early on. That was Chan Wai Lin having that spin down at that corner.
So that was an isolated incident. That's not the same incident that we saw before. That was a spin all by himself, wasn't it?
Yeah,
turn 6.
That was just a...
turn 5, excuse me.
Yeah, that was just a rotation. That was just exploring the track limits.
To see what it was, how many marbles were actually there around that corner. Because, of course,
exactly.
Turn 5 is a key point where a lot of drivers will run wide.
Yeah.
So, of course, Yi Lin there, just doing his duties there, cleaning up a bit of the marbles that are off at that part of the track.
He's such a gentleman. Such a gentleman.
So we're going to green flag racing this time round. It won't be Jose Spinkovic that leads the field through. It'll be Chen Han Lin from Unique Racing.
Here we go.
This is the replay.
Oh, yes. And that was Willie Morrison centre punching.
That was Kevin Day and,
and
Jay Cow.
Yeah.
That was collected. It looks like just Kevin Day just didn't see the Unique Racing car there at all and just kind of cut across there.
Yeah. But he got hit by Willie Morrison on the entry to that corner. Have to have a chat with William about that. We're back green flag racing again as the field heads off. And Chen Han Lin leading the way from Yahish Manohar, and then Stanislav Novikov in third position. Vasily Vladikin fourth, Alex Renner fifth, Ahmed Al-Malahi in sixth, Charlotte Simmons in seventh, Rahil Tunisia in eighth, Willie Morrison ninth, James Greenwood in 10th, J.K. in 11th, and Wei Lin in 12th position as we make our way down to turn 5. 14 3/4 minutes plus a lap to go, side by side racing down towards the back end of the field as they come around turn 5 and stream down the straight.
Now, it'd be interesting to see what happens now to Jay Cow throughout this race, because that looked like quite a hard lick between the two of them. It was hard enough to take Kevin Day, unfortunately, out of the race, but Jay Cow seems to be still pretty fast. He's just found a way past James Greenwood, and actually they're side by side down the back straight, going down towards turn 6, with Jay Cow having the inside line, and he's making the move stick right as we go through the corner.
Lots of passing going on down into that corner at the moment, as everybody's struggling for position. We'll give you all of the updates as they come across the start-finish line as a battle towards the back end of the field. So it'll be shade already creeping across the circuit as we're into the early afternoon here. And this fantastic turn 9. Caught a lot of people out this weekend, Chris.
It has, and Al-Malahi there running really wide through that corner as well. He's a bit too close to Alex Renner through the corner. That is presumably why he ran wide. So he lost a little bit of ground, but he's managed to close that gap up again through turn 9. And again, this is the battle for the top step of the podium in the gentleman category. Of course, Al-Malahi is leading that category. And Alex Renner, if only the season started now instead of a couple of months ago, Alex Renner would be a real threat for that championship title here.
I talked to him. He rebuilt his entire car. It's a new engine, new gearbox, new suspension, everything. Just trying to make that car competitive. He was so disappointed in the first couple of rounds. He just couldn't. He said, I've got no speed. I have no speed whatsoever. And he's rectified that problem, but a little bit too late in the season, unfortunately, as Rahil Tunisia has got past Charlotte Simmons for 7th position, and J.K. has also got past James Greenwood up into 10th position as well. So positional changes on that lap. We've had 4 laps so far.
And we've just seen the stricken 125 being pulled across opposition, so no front bumper on that car.
Yeah, that was up against the wall. That'll probably be on where the back seat, where the fuel tank is at the moment, as that one did have quite heavy contact with the wall, or it may have been when it clipped Kevin Day on the way across there, because we had that domino effect after Willie Morrison hit Kevin, and then it was avoiding action from everybody else.
And it's a real shame for Jose Spinkovic as well. He's had such a dominant season, and this is definitely not the way that you like to end a season that way. He could have swept the entirety, 300 points on offer. He will end the season with 275. In bowling terms, it's the perfect game, but unfortunately for Jose Spinkovic, he'll have to try again in 2023 and 2024 to see if he can replicate the success. No doubt he will be, but here we've got a battle here for the lead of the race.
Oh,
now,
wow, this is brilliant.
This is usually for second, mind you. Now we've got Chen Han Lin, Yashish Manohar, Stanislav Novikov and Vladikin in close proximity at the moment, and it looks like Manohar is on the inside line at the moment. Novikov's going to try around the outside. Remember what happened yesterday? These two were fighting tooth and nail, and actually it's Yashish Manohar on the inside as Novikov shuts the door, and here comes, that looks like Ahmed Al-Malahi. That does not look like Vasily Vladikin's car. It is the 96. No, it is Vladikin's car there. So that is him there. And I got excited there. I thought Al-Malahi was also somehow in the mix too, managing to find a way past Alex Renner. But we've got a 4-way battle here for the top step of the podium in overall between Chen Han Lin, Yashish Manohar, Stanislav Novikov, Vasily Vladikin, Alex Renner, and Ahmed Al-Malahi are in the picture as well, because they're only 1.2 seconds.
They're closing in. I think Chen Han Lin is actually holding this. He's the cork in the bottle, literally, because it's going to end up being a 6-way battle for the lead very, very shortly. Alex Renner can sniff another top step of the podium at the moment. He is leading the gentleman category, but he wants an overall out of this as they come around the final corner. 10 minutes 45 seconds to go, and that is a great battle going on. Top 6 cars battling for the lead. Then it's a 2.7 gap back to Charlotte Simmons, who's just got past Rejoignez-nous as well, up into 7th place for Charlotte Simmons. Willie Morrison in 9th, J.K. in 10th, Greenwood in 11th, and Wai Lin in 12th.
And they're 3.9 seconds back from all this, by the way. So with Chen Han-Lin being the cork in the bottle, slowing down the field, hey, maybe Charlotte Simmons and Rejoignez-nous could also latch on the back of both Ahmed Al-Malehi and Alex Renner to bring it up to an 8-way Clio Cup Middle East battle for the top step of the podium. It says that the incident involving car 125 will be investigated after the race. So it seems like that Ozay Spinkowicz's incident was a incident all by his lonesome.
Yeah, possibly.
Rejoignez-nous on the inside of Will Morrison
yes.
by the looks of it.
Yeah, Charlotte Simmons has just got past Willie Morrison, and he's coming under a lot of pressure from J.K. and James Greenwood. So as well as this lead battle continues on, 2:19.517 fastest lap for Novikov. He's absolutely flying out there, and he's currently in second place between Han Lin leading, Manaha in third, and on that last lap, it was Novikov coming over Manaha.
But we've seen this over the season as well, as that is Rejoignez-nous being pushed out wide by Will Morrison, and Jay Cow again, he's snuck up through on the inside. So it seems to be that contact that he's had with Kevin Day has not impacted him in any way, shape or form. Maybe it's knocked some panels loose to actually make his car lighter here, as Yashish Manaher runs wide through turn 9. But this is very interesting. Again, so over the season, we've seen Chen Han-Lin do this. He's been very good when it comes to playing defensive. He's always made that Clio as wide as he possibly can, and it seems to be Novikov can't even find a way through. But at the same time, he's not up to speed compared to the likes of Novikov, who did a 2:19.517. Novikov was a second faster on that previous lap, but because of Chen Han-Lin's defense, he can just not find a way through.
As you said yesterday, he's making that as wide as a Renault truck.
He is indeed, and how he does it, we'll never know. Of course, he's learned a lot from the season from his unique racing partner. That, of course, is Ozay Spinkowic, and the team has expanded in the past 2 rounds, of course, adding Chan Yi Lin and Jay Cow as well here at the Yas Marina, and, of course, the Dubai Aerodrome last week. So plenty of unique racing cars.
Vladikin doing the fastest lap of the race, and from fourth position, 2:19.396. That gap back to Alex Renner was 2 seconds. It's 1.3 seconds now. So they are closing in. There they are on screen as they close in on the back of this battle. Novikov's, I think he's getting impatient as they head on down the hill towards turn 5. And will he throw the move? When's he going to do it? That's the whole thing. When's he going to do it? Is he going to bide his time? There we go, coming around turn 5. He's running defensive. Good wide line coming out of there, held on to a lot of speed, but now the drafting happens in these Clio Cup cars. The draft is really important. You can pick up 6 to 7 kilometres an hour just getting into the, tucking into the airstream of the car in front as they head down towards turn number 6. As, and now Manaha, they're moving out there, making a Novikov have to go defensive, which stopped him from attacking Han Lin in the lead of the race as they make their way through turn 7 now. Another long straight coming up. Next opportunity around turn 9. Alex Renner closing in on the back of that battle with Ahmed Al-Malehi as well. So we still could have that 6-way battle. J.K. did get past Willie Morrison and Rejoignez-nous, and so that's 8th for KO, 9th for Morrison, and 10th for Tunisia at the moment.
As the battle rages on for the leaders of quartet, I'm not sure what you call 6 cars together. It wouldn't be a sextuplet.
Well, 5's a quintet. And 6 is the sextet.
Okay.
That's what,
so we soon enough going to have a
sextet. That's Australian English.
And there goes Yashish Manaher looking on the inside of the exit of turn 9 through turn 10.
He's going to compromise his exit speed out of there. And Vladikin gets very close to the back of him.
And, of course, Vladikin is, well, he could be tired here today, but he doesn't seem to be showing that at all. He's done qualifying early today as part of the 6 hours. He'll be racing for 6 hours later on. He's got a lot of track time here this weekend. He also did 24 hours last week as well. So, Vlasny Vladikin, think of all the drivers here. I think his body might be hurting the worst, but it seems to be it's not affecting him whatsoever because he's currently lined up 4th at the moment, 3rd in the Challenger category, and he is on course for a potential victory. Alex Renner has just has gone fastest of all. A 2:19.310 from the gentleman driver.
And he is closing that gap down now to Vladikin. It was 2 seconds. It's now just over 1 second, 2:19. And JK just does the fastest lap of the race at 2:19.304. That's what the toe does down those two long straights. You get so much more, and you can just plant it into the corners. This is lead battle. Heads down towards turn number 5. He's going to throw it up the inside. Novikov shows the nose. And Hardland just moves the car across, gets it into a nice position, runs wide on the exit. There's Renner in that 5th position. Really just a waiting brief. If these guys start fighting and start breaking, it's all gonna end up very badly. The 27 and the 8 having a battle. That's Rahil Tanisha in the 8, James Grahamwood in the 27 as they make their way onto the back straight. That's a battle for 10th and 11th. Here we go.
Here comes Novikov. He found an opportunity and he's got finally through past Chen Han Lin, but can Yashish follow through? Not quite. We did see Yashish under pressure from Vlasny Vladikin through turn 5, and that move did not get stuck from Vladikin, but it looks like Novikov has broken the toe and he's got through, and he's now starting to put a bit of a gap between himself, not close enough, not far enough actually to make any headroom as such, as that's come down by a car length through turn 9. Wow, Novikov lost a lot of speed going through turn 8.
He did indeed. He compromised his line because of that overtaking manoeuvre, and here come the angry pack behind, but it wasn't. They can't do anything around turn 9. These cars are not good at overtaking coming into the hotel into turn 13, where they're approaching very, very shortly as they'll all lock up that inside wheel. Oh, he's going to have he tried down the inside. A very close look. That was Manohar down the inside. Couldn't make that move stick. We've got Alex Renner still trying to catch up to this bunch at the moment. We've got just on 4 minutes plus 1 lap to go. I haven't seen any mirrors go yet.
No,
this one.
It's been quite relatively clean, at least for the mirrors point of view.
Yes,
so
exactly.
No fish out the parts bin. But this is what makes Spec Series so much more so interesting, right? Because every car that we have here in the Clio Cup Middle East is identical. They're all powered by 1.6 litre engines, 220 brake horsepower, powering the front axle. The only difference is the man that's behind the wheel, or woman, I forget that Charlotte Simmons is also here with us as well this weekend, and it's also the livery on the car. That is the only difference. Contact between 10 and 88, which is no stranger this weekend, between Chen Han Lin, the leader now, Novikov and Yashish Manohar. No further investigation. They must have been leaning on one another, which they did yesterday, and throughout the season they've done that as well, as Novikov tries to extend his lead here, but again, he's not able to escape up the road like Erze Spinkowicz was able to do. As on the inside looks Chen Han Lin there, brief of an opportunity, but not close enough there. Not enough for a Renault Clio-sized gap to form.
Indeed, Jack Howard getting past Charlotte Simmons for 7th position on that lap. 3 minutes plus a lap to go. So they're going to get to the end of this lap. I did hear a lock up there, and it's quite easy to do. The tyres are now starting to get old, running on Michelin Spec Clio Cup rubber. Battle for the lead. Novikov, Han Lin down into turn number 6.
And it's interesting that when we go through, is around the outside, tries to go Chen Han Lin.
He's going to get the run up the inside. Earlier on the throttle out of there. This is going to be side by side.
Turn 8.
Here we go.
And this is where Novikov lost power, and you see he's much slower again through that turn 8 complex again.
They are side by side. There's an overlap at the moment, side by side.
And here comes Yashish. We're going to go 3 wide down towards turn 9. Oh. Who's going to make it through cleanly as they lean on each other? These two look at, and then Vlasny Vladikin as well, looking on the behind as well, trying to make it too wide. Well, he's got one position. Yashish Manohar is now leading this race.
Unbelievable stuff, and he didn't have to overlap him as Lin ran off the circuit. They're still side by side, coming around into the hotel. This is very difficult. Great move. Absolutely fantastic, but look at that. They're all off the track down there. They're just going too hard. They're going to lose it again underneath the hotel.
And here comes Vladikin on the inside. Sorry, Phil, to cut you off there. But it seems to be Vladikin is biding this time, and he's done it at the right point. He's seen what's happened at front. They're running wide, left, right, and centre. And Vladikin has found a way through, and now he's in the lead of the race here from 4th.
Unbelievable stuff going on as they come down the start-finish straight. 1:32 to go. They'll get this lap plus one more. We've still got a lot of sorting out to do, and I'll tell you what, the guy who is sitting back there in 5th position, Alex Renner, he's looking at this going, I've got a shot here, because these guys are going to start tripping over each other, and that's going to be a problem for them.
He is certainly licking his lips, because he is an outside chance here as Yashish Manohar runs wide through turn 1 as he does battle with Novikov. This is allowing Vladikin to escape up the road. He said, hey, thanks very much, guys. says, I now have 3 car lengths between you lot. You lot sorted out for second. I'm taking this victory away. By the way, you've got Alex Renner coming fast, so, you know, take note of him as well.
Exactly.
Because there he's just lurking. He's also biding his time as again on the inside goes Yas Marina through turn 5.
Oh, contact. Contact between Manaher and that was Han Lin, I think it was.
And we've gone 3 wide as well on the exit of turn 5. And in flying formation of the Clios, Alex Renner's seen the gap, but can he work his way through?
Well, he can go 4 wide.
Picking his drafting partner there. I think he's got choice of 3 as there they come down towards turn 6.
Exactly. He's going to run out of road very, very shortly. But have a look at this battle. Who's going to break the latest and who's going to be the bravest? Is it Manaher around the outside? Ooh, not going to do it there, but he's going to cut back, and so close, and that's given Alex Renner a run down coming out of there. He could move up into 4th position.
And here we go. This is every time Novikov comes through turn 8, but he always seems to lose a lot more speed compared to the rest of the field. If we go side by side again, down through his turn 9, Alex Renner has found a way past Chen Han Lin, but Chen Han Lin's going to fight back on the inside if he can find a way through. That is Novikov on the inside. Manaher on the outside. They both break as late as they dare. And look at Alex Renner again. Sniffing opportunity, finding a way through to put that Clio in there. Again, he was on the overall step of the podium in the 2nd race at the Autodrome. He wants to replicate that success and do 1 step higher as Novikov and Manaher continue to beat on each other's panels there as big lockups there down towards the hotel. Through into turn 12 we go. This should be the final lap this time round as we're waiting for Vasily Vatikin, who's extended his gap from 6 seconds to close to 5 seconds of all the action that's happening behind him. I really wish the Clio Cup Middle East race series was not ending today because this is absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, the battle between Alex Renner and continuing on. And Ahmed Al-Malay's got up into the argument as well. So it's Vatikin starting the final lap of the race. It's Vatikin leading by about 2 seconds over Manaher. And that Novikov down to 3rd. Renner up into 4th. Han Lin in 5th. Ahmed Al-Malay in 6th. KO 7th. Simmons 8th. Morrison 9th. Tanija in 10th. Greenwood in 11th. And Wylin in 12th. The battle continues, Chris. And I think Chen Han Lin's been watching some NASCAR yesterday because that was a bump and run if I've seen one. They were right up behind Alex Renner was Chen Han Lin, trying to force him to make a mistake down towards turn 1, and he actually made the move stick as well as Alex Renner was hung out to dry on the right-hand side. And as you said, here comes Ahmed Al-Malehi. He was a good 2 seconds behind, and now all of a sudden, he's in contention once again for the top step of the podium in the gentleman category. You couldn't write this stuff.
No, you can't write a script for Clios. It's actually physically and mentally impossible because when these drivers get behind the wheel, everything changes.
And Vasily Vatikin extending his lead up now to 2.6 seconds. And it's a pole position to Yas Marina in the 88, running 2nd, but for how much longer as Novikov sniffs an opportunity, just not close enough to find a gap through. Then it is Chen Han Lin from Alex Renner and Ahmed Al-Malehi. That, of course, is the battle there for the top step of the podium in the gentleman category, with Alex Renner currently leading that field. But how much longer can he keep Ahmed Al-Malehi behind him is the real question. We've got a couple of corners here for Al-Malehi to find a way through. And I think with Alex being in the thick of things for so long, he's used up more of his Clio compared to Al-Malehi, so he might be a little bit fresher as we work our way through turn 9 here for the final time. Al-Malehi
just lost a little bit of ground coming out of turn number 7, and he's dropped back a little bit behind Alex Renner. Renner is in hot pursuit of Novikov, but we've only got probably 4 or 5 corners to go as they come into turn number 15 now. And the gaps are sort of a little bit settled because normally if you've got more than a car distance between, it makes it very, very difficult for these very equally powered cars. But our race leader now coming up towards the final corner here for race number 2 of round 5 of the Clio Cup Middle East Championship. And it's Vasily Vatikin takes the win. Yas Marina in 2nd. Stanislav Nikolov in 3rd position. Chen Han Lin in 4th. Alex Renner 5th. Ahmed Al-Malay in 6th. JKO 7th. Charlie Simmons in 8th position. Will Morrison in 9th. Waiting for the Rahul Taneja, just comes across the line now. 10th. 11th for James Greenwood. And Chan Wylin in 12th position. Let's have a look at the championship standings, and it was Vatikin from Manaher and from Han Lin. And then in the gentlemen, it was Alex Renner from Ahmed Al-Malehi and Willie Morrison.
Fantastic race there from the Clio Cup Middle East. If only there was more of the season left, but unfortunately, that was the final race of the season, and these past 2 weekends have been absolutely phenomenal. We've seen some incredible racing from the entire field, but of course, this weekend, more importantly, on this second race, we will have, for the first time, a unique winner on the top step of the podium, and interesting enough, it will not be a unique racing car either. It will be for Track Time Racing TTR, so I assume we'll probably see Craig Thompson somewhere around.
Possibly.
Tooting a horn thereabouts.
Most definitely, but fantastic racing from the Clio Cup. Unfortunately, safety car there. We lost Jerzy Spiekowicz and Kevin Day very early on, lap number 1. We had a few spinners on that early lap, but it's once they got themselves sorted out, a titanic battle between the top 6 as we have for the remainder of that race. Chris is going to head off down to the podium presentation, which is going to be happening very, very shortly. But fantastic for these Clio Cups. Let's have a look at the highlights. Let's have a look at the highlights of race number 2 from round 5. There we go. The start was pretty good. Everybody battling for position, trying to just get a wide line in there. And then we had the issues that started down there with for Jerzy Spiekowicz and Kevin Day. We also had spinners there for Xianwei Lin down at turn number 5. As with then, because of those spins and car recoveries. And so we've got the safety car. When the safety car came back in, boy, didn't that race really kick off. Vladkin, Manahar, Novikov, Hanlin were battling early on. This is Willie Morrison and Rahil Taneja going at it, and then we had the dives up the inside down at turn number 9 as the battles continued on. A little bit of push and shove going on down at turn 5 as everybody's working on their NASCAR moves, as Chris said, and pushing these cars to their absolute limit. And our race winner taking the checkered flag, Vasily Vladikin, takes that win, and it's the first time that he will stand on the top step. And so the congratulations being get by his team there. Craig Thompson congratulating Vasily Vladikin from TTR Racing, Johnny Westbrook down there as well. And big team from TTR Racing here this weekend, but fantastic racing from all of our Clio Cup competitors for the Clio Cup Middle East. And we look forward to welcoming them back again next year. GPX Racing looking after all of that, as all the cars all lined up down there on the grid. And lots of the drivers exchanging smiles, and because that was fantastic racing between all of our competitors, right the way through the grid from 1st to 12th. Only 12 cars finished. Jerzy Spiekowicz and Kevin Day not finishing the race after that early incident on lap number 1 at turn 2, ending up with a couple of broken cars. Most unfortunate.
We can do a piece of camera down here, and then we can go up to the podium afterwards. The man that finishes second. Wait, sorry, can you repeat? It's a bit, your voice is quite low. Yeah? Oh, wait, I'm losing you, it's cutting in and out. go for interviews? Okay, let me know when to go. So for a rather eventful second race here, it's a great way to end the series here for the Clio Cup Middle East. And well, you can see a couple of drivers here. They're talking about the epic race we just had here. But what I want to try to do here is get the man who finished in second overall, Yashish O'Hare. He had the lead momentarily there. And, well, it just escaped you at the end. But that was a fantastic drive, Yashish. You've massively improved throughout the season.
Yeah, no, it was quite difficult. I think I was just waiting patiently, following in the slipstream. And then they both had a poor exit and had a better exit than them. So I took my chance, went on the inside. And then I just couldn't hold it around the outside. The car being there on the inside, it's just too difficult to, keep the position there. The inside line's ideal. So a bit disappointed I couldn't come away with the win. But overall, happy. I think that's just about secured us third in the championship. So yeah, that's the aim of the weekend, and we've managed to achieve it. So it's good.
Well, the biggest question now is, this is the end of the season. What's the plan now for, well, next season? I mean, the off-season for us here starts now, essentially.
Well, no, it's back to training tonight because I've won a scholarship to compete in the first ever electric Formula 4 series. So training hard for that. That'll start from June onwards. So yeah, not really off-season for me. I think it's time to work even harder. It's been a good step moving from sim racing into cars for the first time. I've never driven a car before this, and I think I've sort of exceeded everyone's expectations by managing to fight for wins in the podium. So quite happy, and now it's just onwards and beyond, and looking forward to the future of my career.
Well, good luck for the rest of it. Of course, we'll see you upstairs momentarily. There are no more drivers down here anywhere. There's no team members either. So we're going to have to take a quick break. So we'll just throw it back up to Phil for some last thoughts, and then we'll carry on with a podium presentation here for race 2 of the Clio Cup Middle East.
Thank you very much, Chris. Down there with the drivers. He's going to head up onto the podium now to get the ceremonies underway for the outright category, the challenger category, and the gentleman category. Their final podium of the year. A fantastic race series, the Clio Cup series around the planet. It provides very good racing. It's a great entry-level series for people who want to move up, and you can then move up into the Creventic series, and into the TCRs, and then into the 992s, GT4s, GT3s. So a great series because of close racing. Everybody is in the same vehicles, on the same tyres, same fuel load, and it's about the best driver winning. So it's doing what they need to do. Brilliant stuff from all of our field. Very unfortunate for the Kevin Day and Urzi Spinkowitz not being able to finish this final round. It's not what they wanted to have happen. Yeah, and as we wait for everybody to make their way up onto the podium area, and Chris is down there, he'll look after all of that.
So we're just waiting for the final drivers now to work their way toward the podium presentation area. But let's have a little recap there of the exciting action that we saw on track. And mind you, I need to grab another microphone before we do the podium presentation. But you can see the sheer size of the grid here behind us. We had, what, a total of 14 Clios take to the track. Unfortunately, we lost 2 there to the end. But it was a magnificent battle from start to finish. And, well, we look forward to the next season of the Clio Cup Middle East, which, of course, will take place later on this year. Of course, we'll wait for official confirmation for that. So just waiting now for the final drivers and, of course, the go-ahead for the podium presentation here for the 3 categories: overall, challenger, and, of course, gentleman driver. But the biggest news story here is that we will have not Unique Racing on the podium. They will be somewhere, but not on the top step of the podium. They have dominated the season from start to finish, but this time it's TTR Racing who have their chance to shine. So I'm just waiting for confirmation that we're ready to go here for the podiums. So just bear with us. Might take some time. We think they're all ready, but still waiting. Bear with us, as we said. There's, of course, looking forward to more racing later on today. I can see that the trophy is being prepared, so it looks like we are almost ready to go. I'm going to have to use 2 microphones here. So let me just swap that over there. That's much easier, isn't it? So we are good to go. So I'm just going to turn the second mic on. Get me around the track. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll now have the podium presentation for the second race of the Clio Cup Middle East. We'll start with the overall presentation, and as always, we'll bring them out in reverse order. Ladies and gentlemen, in third place, please welcome Stanislav Novikov. And to present the third place trophy, please welcome Flavio Lecca from the GPX store to hand out the third place trophy in the overall category. In second position overall, please welcome Yas Marina. And to present the second place trophy in class, please welcome Pierre-Bryce Mina from GPX to present the second place trophy in the overall category. Now, last but not least in overall, please welcome to the top step of the podium, Vasily Vladikin. And to present the first place trophy in the overall category, we'd like to invite Frédéric Fatien, the GPX director, to hand out the first place trophy in class. We'll now also like to invite the team winner as well. Please welcome TTR. And to present the trophy from GPX, please welcome Nishad, who will be helping us present the team winning trophy here to one Craig Thompson, who's actually done some racing this season already, but has now decided it's time to spend some time not behind the wheel, but in the garage instead. Now we can move on to the Challenger category. In third place, please welcome Chen Han Lin. And to present the third place trophy in the Challenger category, please welcome from GPX, Louis Prost, who will hand out the third place trophy in the Challenger category. In second position in the Challenger category, please welcome Yas Marina. And to present the second place trophy in class, please welcome back Flavio Lecca from the GBX store to hand out the second place trophy in the Challenger category. And now, in the Challenger category, to the top step of the podium, please welcome Vasily Vladikin. And to present the trophy for our winner of the Challenger category, please welcome Roger from GPX to hand out a winning trophy here for Vasily Vladikin. Now we'll move on to the Gentleman Driver category. And in third position, please welcome Will Morrison. And to hand out the trophy for third place, please welcome Zoe Andre from GPX to hand out the third place trophy in Gentleman Driver. In second position, please welcome Ahmed Al-Malehi. And we invite Shankar from GPX to present the second place trophy in Gentleman Driver. And last but not least, in gentleman driver, please welcome to the top step of the podium, Alex Renner. And to present his trophy, please welcome Felipe Furtado, the race director for the Clio Cup Middle East. And that's a wrap for the final, or shall we say grand final, of the Clio Cup Middle East. It's sad to say that it was the last race this season, but no doubt they'll be back next year, or better yet, later this year, because that's when our season starts here in the Middle East. So keep an eye on what the Clio Cup Middle East are up to, because I'm sure it's going to be real exciting, and we'll see you soon.